All right. So today's class, the title is gonna be a lighthouse in the storm. All right. Be a lighthouse in the storm. Y'all have a lot going on in Nigeria. Been looking at the news all week over there. Have a few things that are going on, and the people's souls are ripe for you to go out and do the work. As the things that are going on, and they're trying to come up with different answers with the president, who's not giving any answers, the different politicians and things like that you have over there, they're not giving the answers. And so, in this tough time, y'all actually have a big job. A big job. We're gonna read the scripture. Go to Job. Job 12. Job chapter 12, verse. I'm going to start at 17. Matter of fact, Romans 15:4, real quick. Sorry, I usually start there. Usually try to copy. I like to copy the leadership that came before me, and this is a major one for them. But it also, as I've watched many of their classes and studied many of their classes, it's just become one of my favorites because it covers a bunch. Read that.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 15 and verse 4.
Go ahead.
Whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning.
So things were written aforetime. All right, they were written aforetime. It was written for us to learn from. Go ahead.
That we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope.
Because the scriptures is what provide us with hope. The scriptures is what provide us with hope. The people in Nigeria outside of you don't have hope. They don't have true hope. They're grabbing at strings and all kinds of things to try to come up with different answers on how to save the nation, on how to improve different things, different policies, different opportunities, and provide these different things. And they cannot figure out how to do so. And that is because they don't know the Bible like you do.
Right.
They don't know the Bible. They don't have the answer, as the saying say. You don't have the answers, Sway. They don't got the answers, but you do. You do, and you cannot sit on the answer and not do anything about it. And that's what we're going to talk to. That's why it says be a lighthouse in the storm. Because a lighthouse, whenever you I don't know if you all know how a lighthouse work. I'm pretty sure y'all do over there. Maybe the brothers over here don't know. I don't know. But you have a lighthouse that is on shore to actually let different boaters or people that are on the ships know where they are on the how close they are to land. To actually show them the way so they can dock if it's a storm going on. All right. Is the video ready now? All right, let's get it. Let's play it.
Have unleashed deadly floods, claiming dozens of lives. Flash floods triggered by torrential rains have swept through parts of central Nigeria. The death toll has risen to at least 36, and many more are still missing. The tragedy has unfolded in the city of Mokwa, in Nigeria's central Niger state. More than 50 homes have been destroyed due to the floods. Rescue operations are underway as dozens of families have been left homeless overnight. The flash floods followed hours of non-stop rainfall that overwhelmed riverbanks and local drainage systems. The disaster strikes Nigeria during the annual rainy season, which usually stretches from May to November. Although flooding is common during the season, officials say that this level of damage at the start of the monsoon is unusual and also worrying. The Nigerian Meteorological Agency has warned of heavy rains and potential flash floods in other states as well. Nigeria's flooding crisis is often worsened by a lack of infrastructure. In many areas, drainage systems are either blocked or non-existent. Additionally, the building of homes on natural waterways along the widespread dumping of waste into open drains intensifies the impact of heavy rains. In the past few years, floods have devastated communities across Nigeria. Last year alone, over 1,200 people were killed and more than 1.2 million others were displaced in at least 31 of the country's 36 states. The destruction included over 3.5 million acres of farmland, further deepening
You can stop right there. You can stop right there. All right. So as you can see, there's storms, and these things happen at times in Nigeria, and the storms claim many lives. And as she had mentioned about the infrastructure there when it comes to dealing with the rain, it has not been built up to do so. So therefore, many lives are lost every year, or a few lives are lost every year, all because of rain, all because of the heavy storms and the infrastructure, the way that things are built there. All right. Let's go to the next link. And these are we're just going through different things that's happening in Nigeria. A few different things that are happening in Nigeria. This one right here is big though. This was new to me. I didn't know it was on this level. This
Barbaric massacres of Christians in Nigeria. Mike Ode James, a correspondent for Truth Nigeria, has seen the devastation in person. What is really happening on the ground right now to followers of Jesus in Nigeria? So, Mike, for a lot of people, they might not even know that anything's happening in Nigeria. So, can you tell us what is going on right now?
What is going on is devastation, degradation, and dehumanization of Christians, indigenous Christians, Christians who are locals, who are natives, Christians whose grandfather, great-grandfather were born in Nigeria, in northern Nigeria. Christians who are owners of the land. Today, what is happening is that they have been dispossessed. They have been dislodged and dislocated from their lands. And how is it happening? Fulani herdsmen are kidnapping them, then extorting money worth millions of naira in Nigerian currency. Hundreds of millions of naira have been extorted from families whose members are kidnapped.
all right, so you can stop right there. You can stop right there. All right, so as you see, there's been religious wars going on in Nigeria for a long time. And this one's just happened to be, when was this video made out? Scroll down on the YouTube video so I can see. I just want to see what the date was. It was like a month ago, right? Yeah, that was 1 month ago. And so you have the Islamic State actually killing a lot of our people that are following or are falling under Christianity in northern Nigeria, in the northern part of Nigeria. And then you have that middle area, which is where the flooding happened of Nigeria, and then southern Nigeria, which is where Lagos and all of those areas are. Y'all know that very well. And that area is predominantly into Christianity. But the thing is that we can't get comfortable thinking that these things don't affect us. And like he said, there's been extortion, massacres going on for a very long time in Nigeria. And these are the different storms that's going on. You got the literal storms that are claiming people's lives, and then you have wars over religion. And the thing is, these are two religions that ain't got nothing to do with our people. They have nothing to do with our people. You got Islam killing Christians, and they're both Nigerians.
Message.
They are fighting. Our people are fighting amongst themselves because they do not understand who they are. That's why I say y'all have a big job. Y'all have a huge job to do in your area where you are. Let's go to the next one. We're gonna get into the scriptures here in a minute.
Atahiru Danana prepares his farm as the rains return, but he's concerned. Recent attacks by groups of armed bandits and the presence of large herds of cattle in the area have dashed his hopes for a bumper harvest.
The Fulanis let loose their cattle to damage our crops. When you react, there's a fight. But you know, some farmers can't tolerate these sort of acts. They attack the herders and their animals. And you know, the cattle is the Fulani's most important asset.
Abdullahi Bako is Fulani. Farmers say his kinsmen are responsible for most of the attacks. But he says it's farmers who started the conflict by taking over grazing lands and cattle roads and stealing animals. He says those actions pushed many young Fulanis into crime. But the result is that everyone is now a victim.
My entire village is now deserted. First, it was the bandits who disposed and displaced us. We returned after the military cleared the criminals, only to be hunted and killed by local vigilantes armed by indigenous farmers.
Conflict between farmers and herders in West Africa and the Sahel is nothing new. But over the past 10 years, it has grown to include kidnappings, banditry, ethnic, and religious violence.
All right. You can stop it right there. So that's what I wanted to hear, was that you even have herders and farmers actually killing each other in Nigeria, and they're doing these things. And the thing is, our people are sprinkled amongst these different things. And we get caught up in these different wars and conflicts, and you got kidnappings going on, religious killings going on in these different events. And our people are wanting a revolution in Nigeria. They're asking for someone to actually stand up and do something about it. And we're gonna go. It's a brother over there that I've watched before. We're gonna watch this video later on, but we're gonna go through the darkness first. So the class is broken up into two pieces. One part is about the darkness, which is what we're going over now, that darkness, and then we're gonna speak about that light at the end of the class. So let's jump into it. Job 12. Job chapter 12, verse 17. Start there. Go ahead.
This is the book of Job, chapter 12 and verse 17.
Read.
He leadeth counselors away spoiled, and maketh the judges fools.
So he'll lead counselors away, and they'll be spoiled, and he make judges fools. So you'll have different government officials, different religious leaders, and they cannot give the answer. Go ahead.
He looseth the bond of kings, and girdeth their loins with a girdle.
Read.
He leadeth princes away, spoiled, and overthroweth the mighty.
And it says he lead princes away, spoiled, and overthroweth the mighty. So God will destroy nations. He will destroy rulers. He will bring them down very low. Thing is that's exactly what's happened to Israel. That's exactly what happened to us. Because we are princes. We are kings. And we've been brought low. But also he does this with the other nations also. But what we're talking about today is our people, us, and what we see going on in Nigeria today, and the responsibility that we have to stand up and do something about it, because all the nobles, all the princes, all the rulers in Nigeria today cannot give the answer. Read on.
He removeth away the speech of the trusty, and taketh away the understanding of the age.
And that's exactly what God has done. That's what he's done to our people in Nigeria. He said he removed away the speech of the trusty. You got these people that are being that are very, very trusted in Nigeria. They trust the government officials. God says he's removing that speech because what they're saying is not happening. They're not doing it. So now they're losing the trust of the people. Read the bottom part again.
And taketh away the understanding of the age.
And he taketh away the understanding of the age. So the older people they don't have that understanding to properly lead. Go ahead.
He poureth contempt upon the princes.
It says he poured contempt upon princes.
And weakeneth the strength of the mighty.
And he weakeneth the strength of the mighty. Nigeria was a mighty country. And it's still a mighty country. It's just being ruled and governed by people that are like the brother was saying, that they can be bribed. They could be hustled. All out of making different policies to make money, and they can rob and steal and kill, and these different things are being allowed in a country that it's our people that's ruling it. And we're not fixing it. We're not coming together to do so because we don't have the understanding of the Lord. Read on.
He discovereth deep things out of darkness, and bringeth out to light the shadow of death.
And he discovered those things that they think they are doing in darkness, and bring those things out to the light. To now the people don't trust the government because the government is extorting the people, like the brother said. Go ahead.
He increaseth the nations and destroyeth them.
Go ahead.
He enlargeth the nations and straighteneth them again.
Go ahead.
he taketh away the heart of the chief of the people of the earth.
Read.
And causeth them to wander in a wilderness where there is no way.
And they'll wander in the wilderness where there is no way. Now you in Islam and Christianity and all these different things. Democracy and government, all this different stuff that's going on, you get caught up in these things. And as a nation, Nigeria has gotten caught up in these things. And because of that, read on.
They grope in the dark without light, and he maketh them to stagger like a drunken man.
So as a nation, Nigeria is staggering like a drunken man. Right now, Nigeria is staggering like a drunken man. They have they have different things that are going on, and no one seems to be able to give the people the proper answer. Go to Isaiah 5:20. Isaiah 5:20.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 5 and verse 20. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil.
Because that's what's happened. That's what's happening. Woe unto them that's calling evil good and good evil. Because now you have witchcraft and voodoo and all kinds of things going on in Nigeria. Read that again from the top.
Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness.
And so they'll put darkness for light and light for darkness. I didn't have the short. I didn't post the link, and it would take me a second to find it. You actually had a sister actually say that voodoo is a religion in Nigeria. It is a religion, and it is practiced heavily in certain areas. And then in those areas, our people are taking on different idolatry, and it is destroying our people. And some people say you can use it for good, and some say you can use it for evil. So you're telling me witchcraft can be good at any given point?
Bruh.
Matter of fact, go to Deuteronomy 18:10. Deuteronomy 18:10, just to go through it real quick.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 18 and verse 10.
Go ahead.
There shall not be found among you any one that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire.
Go ahead. That's abortions today, because our people used to sacrifice their kids. Go ahead.
Or that useth divination.
Now you're using divination. Read.
Or an observer of times. Or an enchanter.
Enchanter. This is witchcraft. We're reading about witchcraft that's going on. This is going on amongst our people all over the place. And it is a religion in Nigeria. So not only do you have Islam and Christianity, you also have voodoo as well. Read.
Or a witch, or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer. For all that do these things are an abomination unto the Lord.
Hey, put those images up that you see. Put those images on the screen. Put those images on the screen. Now these things happen in a different festival and things like that in Nigeria. And it's witchcraft. It's to kind of give a reaction and things like that. I saw some comments on one of the videos that I saw a long time ago, where they do the twirling thing and they have the small person that kind of hides in the side of the thing. Most people, I think, know that happens. But they do these different things to give the illusion that there is magic going on to destroy the minds of our people. Read that again.
Sir. For all that do these things are an abomination unto the Lord. And because of these abominations, the Lord thy God doth drive them out from before thee.
So because of these abominations, because we are in idolatry, in these different abominations, into witchcraft, it said God will drive us out. And we were driven out of our homeland into the deeper parts in the west coast of Africa, which happens to be one of the locations is in Nigeria. And our people have not figured out yet that we must come back to God.
Right.
We have not figured it out yet.
You want verse 14?
Yes, I do.
Verse 14. For these nations which thou shalt possess.
So the nations that we should have possessed.
Hearken unto observers of times and diviners. But as for thee, the Lord thy God
So it said the other nations do this. The other nations get caught up in this stuff. Go ahead.
But as for thee,
But as for us, Israel, go ahead.
the Lord thy God have not suffered thee so to do.
That is, we are not allowed to do this. But because we've done so, we've been put in darkness.
Right.
And the scriptures say that. The scriptures say that. Go to Isaiah. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 8 and verse 18. Let me get there with you. And we just going through the different darkness that's going on right now in Nigeria. All right, let's go.
Isaiah chapter 8 and verse 18.
Go ahead.
Behold, I and the children whom the Lord hath given me are for signs and for wonders in Israel, from the Lord of hosts, which dwelleth in Mount Zion.
Read.
And when they shall say unto you, seek unto them that have familiar spirits.
Because you have our people telling giving the answer that they're giving our people is to seek unto familiar spirits. Go into witchcraft. That's the same thing when they tell us to go into Islam and Christianity. It's all witchcraft.
Right.
Read.
And unto wizards that peep and that mutter. What should not a people seek unto their God?
Go ahead.
For the living to the dead?
So they're saying, should not this happen? Should you not be trying to go back and deal with witchcraft and stuff? Go ahead.
To the law and to the testimony. If they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them.
So if they don't speak according to the Bible, there is no life unto them. Read.
And they shall pass through it heartily, bestead and hungry. And it shall come to pass that when they shall be hungry, they shall fret themselves and curse their king and their God and look upward.
Go ahead.
And they shall look unto the earth and behold trouble and darkness.
And that's exactly what we see. That's exactly what's going on. Now we see trouble and darkness everywhere. You got religious wars. You have people dying over gods that don't belong to them. We're not Muslims. We're not Arabs. So what are we fighting an Arabian God for? We're not the so-called white man either. So what are we doing Christianity and dying for a white Jesus for? And then we're not all the other nations that was doing voodoo. Now we have taken it on to ourselves. To be involved in these different things. And these are all the different darknesses that's going on. That's why now you have these wars that are going on in the nation. You have murders going on. You have war. You have all kinds of stuff going on in Nigeria today that could be spoken of. You could spend forever talking about these different things. Read on.
Dimness of anguish, and they shall be driven to darkness.
And they shall be driven to darkness, and that's what's happened. Us as a people, we have been driven to darkness. Go to Isaiah 60 and 2. Isaiah 60 and 2.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 60 and verse 2.
Go ahead.
For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people.
And so it says, and gross darkness the people. So all Israel is going to be in darkness. And that's what we're seeing. Read on.
But the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee.
And that's where you come in. This is where we come in. It said, but the Lord shall rise up on us. So the earth is going to be in gross darkness. You see all kinds of darkness in Nigeria. You see it, the murder, the killing, the race wars, the storms that kill, that have taken many people's lives. These things are done by the Lord. This is not by accident. It is happening this way because our people are in gross darkness. So we have a responsibility to do our job, to go and wake them up. Read, matter of fact, read that again.
Yes, sir. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth.
Go ahead.
And gross darkness the people. But the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee.
Let's get the other video. So it said the gross darkness. Let's go to the pastors. Just a brief clip. Yeah, we ain't gonna listen to all of this. I just want to put this on the screen because this is who our people are looking to give answers. You can't make this stuff up. Hit play.
Sometimes you'll be feeling cold where everywhere is hot. Is it very correct? Now we
Bruh.
You literally got the wig fall off. This is in Nigeria now.
The hell is this? Bruh.
You have pastors like this that our people go to for answers. What kind of answer he gonna give when this pastor's living, he's living, as they say, living his best life in evil, pushing false doctrines, pushing ideas that have nothing to do with our people in Nigeria at all. They don't got the answer. So who in the world is going to stand up then and go give the answer? Let's go to Psalms 94:16, I think.
Bring it out.
Because this is where you all come in and where we all come in together. Where it's our job to wake the people up. It's our job to go out and repair that breach. Go ahead.
Psalms chapter 94 and verse 16.
Read.
Who will rise up for me against the evildoers?
Go ahead.
Or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity?
So the question is, who's going to stand up and do it? Who's going to provide the answers? Who's going to become the revolutionaries? Against all the evil, extortion, all the murder, all the religious idolatry and voodoo that's going on in Nigeria. Who's going to stand up for God and actually do something? And actually say something? Go to, let's go to Ephesians 6 and 12. Ephesians 6 and 12. Time we got. Yeah, I'm good. Go ahead.
This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 6 and verse 12.
Bring it out.
For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world.
So we wrestle against the rulers of the darkness of this world. These different policies and things like that were given to Nigeria from France, from Britain, all these Edomite countries, and then also your Arabian countries that go with the Islamic. We wrestle against them. And we cannot have any fear about going out and reaching our people, about being afraid to actually do what God said. These things could touch us at any given time, regardless of where we are on the planet. Religious wars could jump out anytime next door to us at any time. Any of these things could happen, so we might as well do the work of the Lord instead of hiding and not making sure that we go out and do the work. Should a captain or another leader from another country shouldn't have to tell me what I need to do where I live, because I see it every day. So no one should have to tell me to go do the work. So now we're going to get into the light part. Let's pull up the other video. Let's pull up the other video real quick. Matter of fact, go to. No, we good. Let's go to this. Go to 7 minutes and 49 seconds. Now this video is called the revolution we need in Nigeria. Let's see what this brother says right here. I think he's a doctor. Matter of fact, hit play.
Without upheaval. So from our religious leaders have not done well in this country. I'm very angry.
Stop. You heard what he said? He said the religious leaders have not done well in Nigeria. He is very upset. And he has a lot of people that watch his videos. He has a lot of subscribers. So a lot of people watch him in Nigeria. So they let you know that other people are feeling the same way that he's feeling. So he's very mad and upset with the religious leaders in Nigeria, just like the last one that we just saw jumping around holding the wig thinking crap funny when somebody fake pass out in church. They're not teaching the people anything. He said he's very mad and upset with the religious leaders in the country. Go back like 2 seconds and let's play it again.
Our religious leaders have not done well in this country. I'm very angry. They don't like me. But let's, from the church, start to reorientate the minds of people, emphasize the right qualities, teach the right things, introduce patriotism and development.
Stop right there. So he said, introduce patriotism. The definition of patriotism is to love your own people, to love your own nation. Let him know, he already knows that the government does not love the people. They're out for themselves. If Esau will pay them under the table, or the other nations will pay them under the table, they'll take that and allow them to bring or to steal resources right out from under Nigeria, all for money. That's it. Because they really don't love their people. That's why the infrastructure can't be fixed or developed. That's why he said, look, let's introduce patriotism and development. The reason why the flooding and everything like that happens the way it does is because the infrastructure hasn't been fixed. Right. But how is it going to be fixed when those that are in power to fix it are getting paid under the table and they're all about self? If they was about the people, they would make sure that the people are taken care of, making sure the infrastructure will allow a certain level of those things to be removed or implemented to where it doesn't flood and kill hundreds of people every year. That's it. So he's saying that he's got an issue with the religious leaders and then also the government over there because they're not doing what they're supposed to do. Go back a few more seconds. Let's go back to the video.
Introduce patriotism and development into our messages. We're not going to heaven immediately. We are still here for some time.
Look, so he's saying we're not going to heaven immediately because he understands there's wars and rumors of wars, but God said the end is not yet. That's what I heard when I listened to him say that. Now, we are in the last days. We are in the last days, and many things have to are coming to pass as we speak with the different wars and things like that are actually happening. So don't get caught up in thinking you got all day being in the truth. Matter of fact, let's go to Romans, is it 12? Where it says it's a high time to wake up out of sleep. 13:11. Let's go there. Romans 13:11. Let's read that.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 13 and verse 11.
Go ahead.
And that, knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep.
Read.
For now is our salvation nearer than when we believe.
So our salvation is closer than what we really think. And us being in the truth, we have the answer. We're able to read the Bible and say, no, I cannot get comfortable thinking I can just kind of mosey along. No, I got to do the work and do the work now. Right. The whole country is for the pickings. Because nobody is giving our people the answer. The whole country is for us to take over. Right. Go ahead.
Verse 12. The night is far spent. The day is at hand. Mm-hmm. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness.
So let's cast off those works of darkness. Get rid of the voodoo. Right. Get rid of the Christianity, the Islam. Get rid of the fear. Get rid of the hatred, the malice that you have amongst yourselves. Brothers fighting for position. What are you fighting for position for when you got a whole country to take over? That's it. When they don't know the answers, when we got the answers, but they're waiting. Like the video says, the revolution we need in Nigeria. I'm talking to the revolutionaries now. Hey. Y'all are the revolutionaries that are needed in Nigeria. But we got to start acting like it. We got to start acting like it and understanding our role and not having that fear of being afraid to actually do the work and worried about impressing men instead of doing it for the Lord. Is that in that verse?
No, sir.
Go ahead.
And let us put on the armor of light.
And now we got to put on the armor of what?
Of light.
That's that lighthouse. Get rid of that darkness and put on that light. You are that light that's going to show the rest of Nigeria the proper way to go. Is that it? All praise. Let's go back to the video.
Let's inculcate these ideas into our members. In Islam, in the church, we constitute a great majority of the population. If our people can change, what prevents the youths in the church coming out to clean a street?
Stop. Ain't that what we doing with the community cleanups?
Hey!
Over there in Nigeria? Is he saying, look, if we can change the youth mind, what is stopping them from coming out and cleaning up their own country is what he's saying. What is stopping them to do that? The reason why Nigerians won't do it is because our people there, we don't feel like, for one, patriotism is not our thing. We only care about self and the next dollar. Our job in the body is to make sure we're in order so that way we can go out and bring those people in and show them a proper example. So brothers can't be in the congregation fighting or murmuring and things like that about what's going on in the congregation. Trying to overthrow the leader, or the leader trying to suppress the brothers that got talent because you're worried about your position. Or sisters and wives bickering back and forth, having hatred and holding grudges. Matter of fact, go Leviticus 19:17. Let's go there. We can't change the minds of the people if we don't change our minds that's within the body. We have the answers, but the reason why our congregation is slowly when it comes to, it's slow in growth, is because we have to clean house, meaning get our spirits right. Go ahead.
Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 17.
Read.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart.
Read.
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor.
So we're supposed to correct each other. Go ahead.
And not suffer sin upon him.
We don't allow each other to sin without speaking up. Go ahead.
Thou shalt not avenge, nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people.
A form of hatred is to hold a grudge.
Hey!
Now we know women can hold grudges for a very long time. You sisters that's in the body got to get rid of that.
Message.
How are you going to be a part of the mission to be able, when the men go out to teach and they bring the men and women and children in the body, when the women sit on the side with you and they can see you got a grudge against another sister in the body? How is that sister that's new supposed to want to stay there?
Hey!
She heard the beautiful speeches, the beautiful teaching on the street, and then she come in the body, and then she get in the body, and what was being taught in the street, the families, the wives that live, that are there, or the women that are in the body, don't live by what the brothers was teaching out in the street. They'd rather hold grudges against each other. So why would that sister want to stay? She might as well just go on back outside and then go to Islam or something like that. That's what's going on.
Hey!
We have to get rid of that grudging and hatred that is within the congregation. Let's go back to the video. Matter of fact, Psalms 19:7. Let's read that real quick, because like you said, we have to change the minds.
Psalms.
Change the minds with what? Because you got sports is big over there in Nigeria. That ain't helping our people.
Hey!
Building new sports facilities ain't helping our people. That's just making us more entertainers for the oppressors. That's all it's doing.
Hey!
The Christian church ain't changing nobody's mind. Islam ain't changing nobody's mind. You got Israelites killing other Israelites because they don't follow Islam when they're Israelites and not even supposed to be in Islam. So the farmers are getting murdered when they're supplying food for the country, and we'll go and kill, and our people will go kill them.
Bruh.
Because our minds are jacked up because we don't have this. Go ahead.
Psalms chapter 19 and verse 7.
Read.
The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul.
Go ahead.
The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple.
So the laws of God make us wise.
Hey!
The leaders in Nigeria are simple. They don't have the laws of God. So whatever policies or whatever they think is going to do it, whatever money or loans they want to take from other countries and all that stuff, that's not going to solve the problem.
Hey!
The ones that got the answer is in this truth. Y'all men and women in IUIC in this truth in Nigeria, y'all have the answer. You have the laws to be able to teach them and understanding to be able to teach them that their minds will change like the brother is speaking about. Let's go back to the video. I know I got a few scriptures. Yeah, we got like 15 minutes or something like that, 20 minutes.
What prevents the youths in a church donating money to buy bed sheets for a hospital in their community? A mental reorientation. Let's start emphasizing the right things. Let's start doing the right things. We, the elders, show example, do the right thing. And by the time we start doing these things, an evolution will take place.
You can stop right there. Say an evolution will take place. You can take the video down. So even though he's got a bald face and everything like that, what he's saying is true. What he's saying is true. Islam is not the answer. Christianity is not the answer. We have to teach the right things. Well, what are the right things? That is the Bible. That is the laws of God. All right. Let's go to 1 Corinthians. 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 9. Matter of fact, Ecclesiastes 5 and 1. Let's do that. Ecclesiastes 5 and 1. I'm sorry, scribe or whoever's scribing for me over there. I apologize. Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes chapter 5 and verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Keep thy foot when thou goest to the house of God.
So when we come into this truth, leave your trash outside. Don't bring your understanding of what you think the truth should be. The truth is already written out. It's the Bible. It has nothing. You didn't create the truth. Your job is to follow the instructions. So don't bring your doctrines or your ill feelings saying, I don't really like the way we do this and I want to change it. If it's not according to the Bible, be quiet.
Right.
Read that again.
Keep thy foot when thou goest to the house of God.
Go ahead.
And be more ready to hear than to give the sacrifice of fools.
Be more ready to hear, meaning ready to learn, than to give the sacrifice of fools. We're not coming in with Christianity doctrine thinking we're going to implement that within our walls. Because as you can see, they're not giving the answers. They're not giving the answers to our people. Our people are still messed up in all these different doctrines. Some of the richest pastors on the earth are in Nigeria. Nigeria is the most populated country in Africa. New York times 10.
Damn!
And it's our people that's there. Y'all ain't dealing with a lot of the Edomites or Moabites. Y'all got a few over there, but that ain't who you dealing with mostly. It is our people. The scattered, the diaspora, that we are letting sit by when we have the answers and we see the needs that they have, and we would rather fight with inside the doors. Murmur about leadership inside the doors. Murmur about the officer that's over you. Murmur or hold a grudge against the sister that is over you. Or you'd rather do that to the sisters and brothers that's under you. The ones under you and over you. Instead of looking at the mission that we have to get done. All right? Go to Revelations 3 and 15. Now, matter of fact, in that vein, 2 Corinthians 7 and 7. 2 Corinthians 7 and 7. Let me get that with you. Let's read that. 2 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 7. To go with the leadership portion of it. Go ahead. Yep.
2 Corinthians chapter 7 and verse 7.
Freedom!
And not by his coming only, but by the consolation.
Matter of fact, go to 6, start at 6, verse 6.
Yes, sir. Verse 6. Nevertheless, God that comforteth, my bad, let me read that again. Nevertheless, God that comforteth those that are cast down, comfort us by the coming of Titus.
So Paul is talking to the church of Corinth about Titus coming. Go ahead, and he actually comforting the people. Go ahead.
And not by his coming only, but by the consolation wherewith he was comforted in you, when he told us your earnest desire, your mourning, your fervent mind toward me.
So the people had a fervent mind toward Paul. Paul was a leader in the body. And he sent Titus out to them, and the people told Titus of what was going on and took care of Titus. And Titus took the report back to Paul and let him know that the people were fervent toward the leadership, toward Paul. Go ahead.
So that I rejoice the more.
So that I rejoice the more. So we ought to be fervent toward the leadership. The leadership sends captains and high-ranking officers out there to build you up. And the things that they put in place, you disregard them. We are not supposed to do that. So we're supposed to be fervent toward them, have a fervent mind toward them. Thank you. Look, they're bringing what they've learned and giving it to us for us to implement here, for us to be that light to those that are around us, because they don't know the answers, we do. So the leadership that has been doing this and have the experience brings and implements different things in the body, and then soon as they leave, brothers and sisters go do their own thing. When the scriptures say we got to be fervent toward our leaders.
Right.
We must have the mind, try to take on the talents and mindset that our leaders have and are trying to instill into us. Now let's go where we was going. Yes, Revelation 3 and 15.
Revelations chapter 3 and verse 15.
Go ahead.
I know thy works. I know thy works, that thou art neither cold nor hot.
And we cannot be in this truth being lukewarm. That's why you say you can't bring your doctrines from outside, bringing them in here. You cannot do that. That is not how we ought to move. You cannot bring those doctrines of your democracy and all of that stuff into the body,
Right.
thinking it's lawful to vote. The Bible says we can't vote. So we are supposed to do what the Bible says.
Message.
The Bible says go out and teach and do so without fear. So you can't be afraid to go out and teach the Bible. But it also says you can't hate your brother. You can't hold a grudge against your brother or your sister. You can't be murmuring in the body. This is the revolution that is needed in Nigeria. You are the revolution that is needed in Nigeria. That is who you are. And you're very much more than capable of doing so. You would not be here if you wasn't. Is that in that verse?
No, sir.
Go ahead.
I would thou wert cold or hot. So then, because thou art lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth.
Because that should be our fear. We should be afraid that God is going to spew us out, that Christ is going to spew us out when that judgment day comes. None of us want to be spewed out. All of us want to get the kingdom. Well, it takes work to do so, and that work starts internally. You have to put off that weak nature that you have and all those different things. Go to let's see what I want now. I'm sorry, John chapter 12 verse 42. That's what it is. John 12:42. I'm sorry.
John chapter 12 and verse 42.
All right, I say it right that time. John 12:42. Jump up to 36. Read 36 first.
Verse 36. While ye have light, believe in the light, that ye may be the children of light.
So while we have light, believe in the light. Go ahead.
These things spake Jesus, and departed, and did hide himself from them.
Now jump down to verse 42.
Verse 42. Nevertheless, among the chief rulers, also many believed on him. But because of the Pharisees, they did not confess him.
So you have some people that are afraid to confess Christ. So just like at this time, we had brothers and sisters that believed on Christ, but they were afraid to confess Christ because of the Pharisees, because they was throwing our people out of the congregation, persecuting the church and things like that. These things are going to happen again, and some of you may even have that fear on you. That if you were to have to confess Christ, would you? Like there's being massacres going on there. Because of Islam and Christianity. We're not Christianity, but we follow the scriptures wholeheartedly. We do our best to do as it is written.
Right.
So some people were afraid to confess. Go ahead.
Lest they should be put out of the synagogue.
Because they was throwing them out of the synagogues. Read on.
For they love the praise of men more than the praise of God.
Because they love the praise of men more than the praise of God. We have to get in our mindset that we're going to please the Lord, not men.
Right.
When we get that in our mindset, the murmuring of things will go away because you ain't worried about all of that because you understand the mission.
Message.
When that's in your mind that you're ready to please God, you're going to do what God said to do because you're only worried about if God is pleased with you or not. You ain't worried about if everybody else is pleased with you. And by pleasing the Lord, the leadership is going to be pleased with you. Go ahead.
Jesus cried and said, he that believeth on me, believeth not on me, but on him that sent me.
So if we believe on Christ, we also believe on the Father. Read.
And he that seeth me, seeth him that sent me.
Go ahead, and just like Christ said, Christ is a black man. You got our people dying for an image of Caesar Borgia over there. Dying for the white man, a false image of God. When they are in Christ, they have no clue of what's going on. That's why I say the whole nation is for the pickings.
Right.
The whole nation is ripe for our men and women to go out and spread this gospel. Because they're looking for answers. Like the guy said, they're wanting people to come and bring this understanding. They want the churches to wake up the people. The Christian church ain't going to do it. So the only ones that's going to do it is going to be you. That's it. We're the only ones that's going to do it. Going all over the globe trying to do it. And you live right there. And you have to take the responsibility to say, this is what we're going to do. Men and women. Read on.
I am come a light into the world, that whosoever believeth on me shall not abide in darkness.
So if we believe in Christ, we shall not abide in darkness. We should not be caught up in all the darkness that's going on in the world over there. Matter of fact, hold that. Go to 2 Timothy 1:7. 2 Timothy 1:7. Then we're going to come right back.
2 Timothy chapter 1 and verse 7.
Go ahead.
For God have not given us the spirit of fear.
God didn't give us the spirit of fear. So no, you may not be out there doing the idolatry and stuff, but if you have fear, you're not operating as a soldier of Christ.
Right.
That didn't come from God. So if it ain't come from God, it came from Satan. Go ahead.
For God have not given us the spirit of fear,
Read.
but of power.
But of power. That's what he gave you. He gave all us the spirit of power. So what are we afraid for? We have to be willing to go do the work. A lot of times brothers are afraid to get in trouble and all of this different stuff in the body because you have alternative motives. Because you are afraid of getting written up or demoted. You'll lie versus being honest about what you're going through. Therefore, your fear that you have comes from Satan. So when it's time to go out and teach on the block, you're afraid to do the work because you are afraid that if I die right now, I'm not going to be right with the Lord. That's really how you feel mentally, but you won't tell anybody.
Right.
So you didn't get that from God. You got that because you're in sin. Satan gave you that fear. Let's go back.
John chapter 12 and verse
46.
46. I am come a light into the world, that whosoever believeth on me shall not abide in darkness.
So we cannot abide in darkness if we believe in Christ. We have to be that light. Matthew chapter 5, 15.
Matthew chapter 5 and verse 14.
Yep.
Verse 14. Ye are the light of the world, a city that is set on a hill.
So you have to be that city that's set on a hill in Nigeria for the people to see the example, for the people to see the boldness, to see the unity, to see the community cleanups that our minds are changing because what he's expecting for people to do, we already do it.
Right.
So there's no reason for us to hide. We should be the ones that's showing exactly what he said. We already do it. We have to go to another level. Go ahead.
Cannot be hid.
Uh-huh.
Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel.
Nobody lights a candle and then put that thing under a bush to hide the light of the candle. You light the candle so you can get light. So you can see. Our people are groping in darkness. Our people are in gross darkness right now. And they need a light. And that is who we are. Go ahead.
But on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house.
Give a candlestick unto all that are in the house of Israel. Everybody that is in the house will see you. You cannot hide. The hiding is done. It's enough. So stop all the fighting within the walls. Go to Job 36:15. I wanted to read this earlier. I skipped it, so we got to come back to it now. 36:15. Y'all just gave it to me right before class started because I asked for it.
Job chapter 36 and verse 15.
This is why I say the nation that Nigeria is ripe for the work that we do. Go ahead.
He delivereth the poor in his affliction, and openeth their ears in oppression.
So while we're being oppressed and afflicted, our ears are being opened. The people of Nigeria, the ears of the people are open. They're going in every direction because they're not seeing you as much. You think what you do is small, that is light. They should see you more. You should be in a community more. You should be teaching more. Instead of having the internal wars and fightings amongst yourselves, you should be out there fighting for the people's soul and not worried about, oh, well, I'm just a soldier. I want to run the school. No, you don't. You need to just be a soldier. You need to gain the experience. Nobody's getting money at being over the school. Nobody ain't getting rich. So it's all about, sometimes our people want vainglory and power. When it's not about that, it's about the people's soul. And the people, our ears are being opened by the Lord by the affliction that is going on in Nigeria, and their ears are ripe to hear this truth right now. Right now. So you cannot turn your eyes and not see that. So we're going to read something real quick. We're going to read a parable in Job 29. Matter of fact, Job 29. I was going to jump back, but we're going to read on down. I know we pretty much are at time, ain't we? Pretty much. All right, Job 29. Start at verse. Got a lot to read, bro. Verse 1.
Job chapter 29 and verse 1. Job continued his parable and said, "Oh, that I were as in months past, as in the days when God preserved me."
So this right here is Job. Now remember, Job is a parable about Israel also. And we're going to read about Israel and leadership right here in this chapter. So it said, like in time past, right? When in the days when God preserved me. So in the time past, when Israel, when we was ruling for those 80 years, 40 years under David and 40 years under Solomon. Go ahead.
When his candle shined upon my head, and when by his light I walked through darkness.
And it said, when by his light I walked through darkness. So just like we did before, we was the light of the world. We are going to be that light again. That is going to be restored, and is going to be restored through the teachings of this truth. Go ahead.
As I was in the days of my youth, when the secret of God was upon my tabernacle.
It said, when the secret of God was upon my tabernacle. Now, of course, the tabernacle, we had a tabernacle back then, but now we are the tabernacle. Our bodies is the temple of God. So that light, like Christ said, if we believe on him, that light that he has is within us. We can't walk in darkness. We will have understanding. We will provide the answers to the people. Read on.
When the Almighty was yet with me, when my children were about me,
read.
When I washed my steps with butter, and the rock poured me out rivers of oil.
Go ahead.
When I went out to the gate through the city, when I prepared my seat in the street,
read.
The young men saw me and hid themselves, and the aged arose and stood up.
This is going into the fact that, look, we were, as a nation, we were respected at one point. Now people mock our people regardless of where we are, whether we are in. Matter of fact, go to Deuteronomy 28. Let's get the astonishment. Yes.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 37.
Read.
And thou shalt become an astonishment.
Now we become an astonishment. Verses at one point in time, the whole earth was in awe of our renown, of our fame.
Right.
When we ruled, we were doing things properly. That's what this is going into. But now we have become an astonishment because of our sins. Read.
A proverb and a byword.
Go ahead.
Among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee.
Read. Let's go back. Let's go back now. So now we become a proverb and byword and astonishment everywhere we've been. Let's go back to Job 29, verse 9.
Job chapter 29 and verse 9. The princes refrained talking and laid their hand on their mouth.
Read.
The nobles held their peace, and their tongue cleaved to the roof of their mouth.
So the nobles held their peace, and their tongue cleaved to the roof of their mouth. The other nations didn't say anything. We have the answers. We have the proper guidance for our nation. We used to provide these answers. Now we rely on the other nations to give us their, whatever the word they tell us to do.
Right.
Their democracy, their laws, their religions. At one point, we did it according to God, and everybody else had to be quiet and do as we said. And it's going to get back to that. That's why we're reading it.
Right.
Because this is going into leadership also. But as a nation, we have to get Israel back to this, what we're reading. But it's only going to happen by the laws of God. Go ahead.
When the ear heard me, then it blessed me.
Go ahead.
And when the eye saw me, it gave witness to me.
Read.
Because I delivered the poor, they cried.
That's what we have to
That
do
cry.
as leaders. We have to deliver the poor that cry. Our people are crying.
Right.
They are needed, just like when we read Jeremiah 14 and 2. The gates thereof language. Nobody protects us. Nobody is protecting us anywhere. You got religious wars going on, and you got a whole military in the country, yet and still they're allowed to do it. Read.
And the fatherless, and him that had
the fatherless. Go ahead.
And him that had none to help him.
And we helped our people. Read.
The blessing of him that was ready to perish.
You know what that says? It said that we helped our own people. We didn't wait for other nations to help us.
Right.
We did it ourselves. You cannot be fighting amongst yourself to perform this.
Right.
Read.
The blessing of him that was ready to perish came upon me.
Read.
And I caused the widow's heart to sing for joy.
Read.
I put on righteousness.
We put on righteousness. Put on the laws of God. Go ahead.
And it clothed me. My judgment was as a robe and a diadem.
So we shouldn't be worried about all the expensive stuff, the worldly things, to be bribed with money. No, we need to put on righteousness. Then we are clothed.
Right.
Read.
I was eyes to the blind, and feet was I to the lame.
We provided sight to the blind. All our people that are in these different religions, in these different things, we are the ones to provide the light for them, to provide the guidance. That's what your job is.
Right.
Every last one of you that's in this truth, that is our job, to do just that. Provide the light to the blind. We got to be the eyes to them. Like I said, the blind lead the blind into a ditch. No, that ain't us. We are the eyes leading the blind. We're the ones leading them the right way.
Right.
And we cannot be caught up in all kinds of madness to do so. Go ahead.
And feet was I to the lame.
And we the ones that walk for the lame. Go ahead. We provide the feet to the lame. Go ahead.
I was a father to the poor.
Read.
And the cause which I knew not, I searched out.
Go ahead.
And I break the jaws of the wicked.
And we do what?
And I break the jaws of the wicked.
Now it say Job said, and I break the jaws of the wicked. But he's speaking of Israel also. We broke the jaws of the wicked.
Right.
Loose those bands. Cast down all those false doctrines. That's what you're supposed to be doing.
Right.
That's how we got to operate. Read on.
And pluck the spoil out of his teeth.
Read, and we said we plucked the spoil out of his teeth. Because like when you read in other spots in the Bible, whenever their teeth is sharp, they're plucking us. They're pretty much devouring our people. So when we pluck the spoil out of his teeth, we save our people from their grasp. Read on.
Then I said, I shall die in my nest, and I shall multiply my days as the sand.
Read.
My root was spread out by the waters.
And that's what it's saying. Hey, we're going to grow. This truth is going to grow. The most populated nation in Africa. And right now, the people are waiting on a revolutionary. A revolution. A spiritual one. Not one with weapons. Matter of fact, let's get that. Let's go to 2 Corinthians.
Bring it out.
I'm sorry, officer. I'm almost done, man. I'm almost done, bro.
2 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 4.
Go ahead.
For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal.
Because we're not going to do this with weapons and guns. Go ahead.
But mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds.
Go ahead.
Casting down imaginations.
We're going to cast down all those lies, all those false doctrines. Read.
And every high thing that exalteth itself against the knowledge of God.
Anything that comes against God, we are going to cast it down. That is what we're supposed to do. Let's go back to Job 29.
Job.
Verse 18 now.
Yes, sir. Job chapter 29 and verse 18.
No, matter of fact, verse 19. That's where we are.
Verse 19. My root was spread out by the waters, and the dew lay all night upon my branch.
Go ahead.
My glory was fresh in me, and my bow was renewed in my hand.
Read.
Unto me men gave ear and waited and kept silence at my counsel.
This is how we were before, because we were in our righteousness under David, under King David and King Solomon. It said people, they was quiet when we spoke.
Right.
We didn't sound like fools like we do today. The only people in Nigeria that don't sound like fools, they on this call right now. That's it. Everybody else sounds like fools.
Right.
But our job is to go out and teach them so they don't stay that way. Because they don't know what they're doing. They falling away. And you've been given that light and that understanding to come back. And we have to go get our brothers and sisters. And we cannot do it fighting amongst ourselves, holding grudges in the body and things, and murmuring and things like that. We have to see the atrocities of our people, and that be the mission, to go out and save our brothers and sisters, not the inward fighting. Go ahead.
After my words, they spake not again.
Read.
And my speech dropped upon them, and they waited for me as for the rain.
And that's what's going on. As you go out to teach, how people are they're waiting for somebody to come teach them. But right now they got itching ears. Anybody say anything, they like, I take it. I take it. I just want to try something different. Because what's going on, what they've been doing ain't working. Read on.
And they opened their mouth wide as for latter rain.
Go ahead.
If I laughed on them, they believed it not. And the light of my countenance they cast not down.
Read.
I chose out their way and sat chief.
So Job is saying, I chose out their way and sat chief. This is talking about leaders. Our job is to choose out their way, to actually search out their ways, give them the proper guidance, be the eyes, be the feet, give them the guidance and properly lead them, properly guide them, give them the commandments. Go ahead.
And dwelt as a king in the army.
In the what?
As a king in the army.
And we dwelt as a king in the army, because the leadership that, hey, we in the army too.
Right.
We're the army of God. That is who we are. Read.
As one that comforteth the mourners.
As one that what?
That comforteth the mourners.
Israel is mourning right now because of all of the murder and death that's going on in Nigeria. We have to be these men in God's army to go and comfort the mourners.
Right.
We have to do so. And the only way to do so is bring them the answers that is in the scriptures. So when you read this chapter in Job, yeah, Job's saying I, but he's talking also in the parable of Israel, when we were on top, when we were in our glory. And we fell because of our sins. And now we have to reverse that and do it all again. Go out and wake the people up and provide guidance again. And that is what you've been asked. That's what you've been called to do. Go to Deuteronomy 4 and 6. And then one more scripture after that. Two more scriptures after that, and then we done. I'm sorry, officer. I know. He probably like, hey, Tom, you're going too long. Go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 6.
Read.
Keep therefore and do them.
So we got to keep the laws and do them.
For this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations.
And even the nations will start to see Nigeria change. The nations will begin to see Nigeria change as you all go out and change it. Is that it on that verse?
No, sir.
Go ahead.
Which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
That is our wisdom. Not Christianity, not their laws, God's laws. That is our wisdom and understanding. Go to John 8 and 12. John 8 and 12.
This is the book of John, chapter 8 and verse 12.
Go ahead.
Then spake Jesus again unto them, saying, I am the light of the world.
Read that again.
Then spake Jesus again unto them, saying, I am the light of the world.
So Christ is the light of the world. That's who Christ is. So this light that we talking about is Christ. You have to be the representatives for Christ. Go ahead.
He that followeth me shall not walk in darkness.
Go ahead.
But shall have the light of life.
Shall have the what?
The light of life.
So when we walk and believe in Christ, we are the ones to give life to the people. And that's who we must be. That is who we must be. We cannot give life to the people and we're not, and we have a fearful heart.
Right.
We can't give life to the people and we hate the sister sitting next to us or hate the brother next to us or hold a grudge for years or months or murmuring. We cannot be the light of life to the people. Hebrews chapter 2, verse 1, I think. Is that it? We'll close up right there. Hebrews chapter 2, verse 1.
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 2 and verse 1.
Good.
Therefore, we ought to give the more earnest heed to the things which we have heard, lest at any time we should let them slip.
So Lord's will, the class was edifying to you all, and that we take heed to the things that was said in the class and what's going on in the news in Nigeria. The nation is ready. I mean, they've been ready, but you have the men and women that are capable of changing the minds of the people the way that they are requesting, that the people are asking that they need to happen. And it doesn't have to be somebody in a government seat. It's going to be you, brothers and sisters, sitting right there in the congregations in Nigeria. That's who's going to do it.
Right.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is